All right, Knights, we're here live from Jay's new loft.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna make a joke about New Girl and how there's a guy here lives here and he's super mean to me, and if he keeps being mean to me, I'm gonna fall in love with him. His name's Nick.
Uh, I'm glad all your NFT deadline nerd money came in.
Yeah, no, it paid off. Check out the loft. It's amazing too how like the loft sometimes like doesn't show my hands in it. No, it looks
Uh,
like a good loft though. If I hold very still,
Honestly, I'm jealous. I think I need to invest on our NFTs more.
dude, imagine when we have our DLN studios, it'll look like this, and we'll have little men in these seats who are like editing our videos, and we'll get super mad.
So close. Because, Knights, don't forget to use our promo code on any website, Deadlight Nerds, at checkout, right, Jay?
That's right. Any website.
Any. And if it works, please let us know, because we'll try it too, because we don't have any sponsorships.
Dude, we'll be like Mugato and his little assistant. I'll be the assistant. You'll be Mugato. You know what I'm talking about, Zoolander?
Yeah.
Speaking of Zoolander, did you hear they announced Zoolander 3? No, they didn't. I'm kidding.
Oh, so close to dying.
Yeah, any sequel that's like 20 years later is really bad.
Except
Bill
Top
and
Gun.
Ted. Oh. Oh, except for Top Gun. That's so true.
Bill and Ted was just a nostalgic smile. It wasn't a great movie.
It's true. Top Gun is the only movie that broke that rule. Like if you think about like Jurassic World or really
Literally any of them.
yeah, I should say Jurassic World Dominion. I like the first Jurassic World, but any of the other sequels, terrible.
Horrible. But we did have something that happened this weekend. Hasn't happened in a very long time. What happened, Jay?
I actually, is it a Comic Con? SDCC?
San Diego
Oh,
Comic
okay.
Con.
I thought you meant like it happened to us. I was like, we've been in Utah. Well, New York for me or Chicago.
Seattle. Any metropolitan area with a
Seattle, that
beautiful
sounds
loft.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, Comic Con. First one in 3 years or 4 years. 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Have you been missing it, Johnny?
Oh, dude, I was in tears that I couldn't go. They were just so backed order the tickets from 3 years ago. But it's all right. We're gonna have the red carpet treatment in
Next year.
2023.
Yeah, I think so. As long as I'm not in Japan.
It's all right. I'll represent the crew.
But I have a question for you about SDCC. Did you feel like Sheldon Howard and Raj when and Leonard, I guess, but when you couldn't buy the tickets, like when they were all sold out, did you feel like them?
Yeah, I mean it's a little sad, but in this, I can blame the whole world being weird for a couple of years on it. So I'll leave it at that.
And we have FanX. We got our some fill of FanX last year, and then this year we'll do FanX again.
Yeah, we're doing FanX different this year, Nights. We're excited. We have Ren Fair coming up to get a little bit nerdy. I'm gonna have a cosplay drop in. I'm excited for the Black Sparrow to be out. But yeah, I had friends that went because they had tickets from a while ago, and you and me might be able to get press badges. That's my goal, for us to get press badges. And then they all had a great time. That's all that matters. We'll go over it a little bit, but our idol, our inspiration, Zachary Levi, Chuck himself, Shazam himself. Now, you should see the glee in his eyes. I watched the panels, and he was just so excited to have humans back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Speaking of which, should we do some of should we go through some of the announcements, some of the trailers?
Yeah, because so a little. You said you were happy about no sequels. So spoiler alert, no eternal sequels. I know you thought they were going to drop it this year, Phase 5, but don't worry, Jay. No eternal sequel was announced.
We'll officially we will be your guides to the SDCC Galaxy announcements. So if you haven't been able to keep up on all of them, Johnny and I will right now guide you through them and tell you what you should be excited about, what concerns us, and we'll just call this episode the Hitch Nighters Guide to San Diego Comic-Con.
Brought a tear to my eyes, man. That was beautiful. The loft living is good for you.
Apparently, man, I've got all this new money flowing through my head.
That's right, Knights. One of the perks of San Diego Comic-Con is getting to know about all the what the next 2-3 years are going to be for nerds. That's when they announce it. And even if you're not there with technology, you get it within 2 minutes of when they drop.
It's so true. Johnny, I have to ask you, because some of our listeners will only listen for like 10 minutes and then they, life happens, they have to pause it for a screaming child. What is the number one project you are most excited about that was announced?
Honestly, it's gonna throw you off, but Shazam 2. I was really excited for it.
Really? Shazam
Yeah,
2?
it's a little bit. Yeah, the Dark Horse one. That's a Dark Horse. I'll throw out for you.
Yeah,
What
that's
about you,
like.
Jay?
Well, I was gonna say that's like anchovies on your pizza. That's shocking.
Yeah, the budget's bigger on it. There's some funny moments. I feel like it's gonna help the DC EU because they're suffering a little bit, right? I feel like that's gonna help because you and me we love Marvel. I'm wearing a Marvel shirt, and we love DC, but we want DC the universe to do a little bit better. It's like that might help it.
It's so true. So Lord of the Rings just dropped a trailer. Was that tied to San Diego Comic-Con? Do you know?
I mean, they dropped it a little bit before, but we'll count it. We can count it.
The Lord of the Rings trailer looked good. Like I was really nervous.
For a streaming site.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is disgustingly amazing looking.
Yeah. It and Game of Thrones both looked like wow. Like Game of Thrones dropped a trailer too.
Yeah, it's the prequels. The Dragon, I forgot what it is off the top of my head. But yeah, it's the prequel to Snow and all them.
So of the two, which I want a bold prediction right now, which will be better, Lord of the Rings or the Game of Thrones? I realize they're different, but which one do you think you'll enjoy more? And
yeah, sorry.
And no, I guess that's just it. Which one do you think will be better? Or which one are you more excited about?
Honestly, I mean, my shrine to Jon Snow is behind me, and right. That show got me through a lot, but the Lord of the Rings just gave me goosebumps. When a trailer gives me goosebumps, I'm going to go over a little more about other ones. That one gave me goosebumps. I feel like it opened up the world that we already knew, but it expanded it in a way.
Yeah, so if you're not super familiar, this is just a quick precursor to kind of what's going on. Sauron is rising to power. From what I understand of the timeline, Sauron is rising to power. He's kind of a great deceiver. So Celebrimbor is one of the elves, and he's actually the forger of the rings. So he's one of the great elf smith lords, and yeah, there's also going to be some dwarves in it, which I'm really excited about because I feel like the dwarves are always a little like short. Not to use like a pun, but like they're giving the short end of the stick is what I was going to say. Oh, Johnny, you didn't even miss a beat with that. So I'm with you, man. I'm more excited for Lord of the Rings. I think it's going to be better. It looks like it's been. I mean, they're both done by the same company, right? They're both through Amazon.
No.
No, one's HBO. Duh. How could I not know that? So this is the big one. This is like the streaming wars. Is what's going to be better? Who can do it better? Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
And Amazon, what we've always liked about Amazon is when they do, other than one time of what is it, Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time.
Other than that one, when they do a show, they do it right.
Yeah, so Jack Carr is a good one. Jack Carr is a famous writer, and he made the Terminal List, and that just was released, and it's super true to the book, which is unusual. Usually they take over, they'll get rid of the original creators, like what Netflix did with Avatar: The Last Airbender. They got rid of the original creators. It's like, pfft. So
they unged it up.
Yeah, Amazon does not do that, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I'm really excited for Lord of the Rings. Just because you talked about Lord of the Rings, how are you feeling about Game of Thrones?
I think it'll be good. It'll be. I'm excited to see where it is because what drew me into Game of Thrones is like the real life situations they were having in a fantasy world, as Ben said it best from Parks and Rec, right? And so I think they'll keep the same concept. The writers from the TV show, they finished right the show, the original Game of Thrones before the writer did. Right. That's how invested they were. So I feel like they have a grasp of the universe. I'm not worried about them at all.
Right, and I think it's kind of nice too because they don't have to try and finish before the book. This can just be a whole original story. They don't have to like try and guess what the author's doing. Yeah.
All they have to do is make the Targaryens crazy. They're all inbred, so it's not hard to do.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm excited. I can't remember his name, but he plays Doctor Who. But he looks good. He looks good in it. He's gonna play a cool character.
Yeah, I was afraid his name too. He's Scottish, so I always have a hard time understanding him. But stoked without that. I mean, we love it when streamers are doing it right. All right. So let's go. I'm gonna go with. Real quick before we go into Marvel dropping everything. Do you want to just do? I'm gonna just talk about John Wick real quick, and then do DC, and then all Marvel.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so
there's one other too. We need to sneak in. Let's do it after John Wick, though.
Okay, yeah. So John Wick, freaking we're obsessed with them. As
Yeah.
much as we joke about the world getting too big and ahead of itself, love, love, love it. I watched the trailer. The trailer dropped. I gave it a good 7/5. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, so I'm stoked. I mean, they kept some of the lines. That they're opening the world even more. So I'm excited for that one. That they dropped this one too, and I was like, you know what? He doesn't miss a beat, Keanu. So keep it going.
Yeah, I would say with John Wick, I liked the first one the best, the second one the middle, and the third one the least out of it so far. So I'm really hoping for an increase on what I like on the fourth one. Because sometimes that happens, man. Sometimes series go up and down a little bit, especially sequels like this. And that's not to say I didn't like all of them, but it's just things change. I have to rank them no matter what.
Totally. And they had some good lines, like because the original line that I love for the first one is like, "Are you back?" And John Wick goes like, "I'm thinking I'm back." Like it's a little over dramatic. And they have something a little bit like too. "Are you gonna end this?" "I think I'm gonna end this." So they do a little bit of a callback in a different way.
One thing I do like is, everyone talks about the combat in John Wick, but even in the trailer, there's a few combat scenes where it's so realistic. Like they talk about it in John Wick 3 when they're throwing knives and some of the knives are hitting, the handles are hitting and bouncing off instead of the actual like sharp point. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's just stuff like that. They're very creative with the combat. So I'm excited to see, even in the trailer, you could see some creative combat already being employed.
Yeah. Final note is they're the ones who made it. Like, it didn't look great when you have the gun tucked in closer to your chest. Like it just looked kind of weird, but that's how you want it. They made it more realistic to a fight.
Right, I know. So it's so no one, when you're going into a doorway, no one can hit it out of your hands with a broomstick.
And it also gives you a little bit too of a more, you gotta hold it, stabilizes your body a little bit more.
Totally, yeah. No, there's a whole technique to it. So, and a lot of shows are starting to do that more accurately now because of this. I actually always thought it looked cool.
I like it. Dude, anything he does looks cool. I mean, I have my own I have like 5 shrines to him too.
I know, and the way he like turns guns and stuff. He trains for so long to do it. Keanu, I can't even speak highly enough.
Amazing. All right, what's the one you want to sneak in?
D&D.
Okay, yeah. So all this dropped in during the Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
D&D.
What excites you and what makes you groan?
So I'm gonna go grown first because they've done a lot of stuff like this. They tried World of Warcraft, right? They've always tried to do fantasy type. I mean, people always go like, they need to make a Skyrim TV show or movie, and you're like, it's a Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
So it's not. My fear is that it's going to just be a medieval type movie that they just throw like, oh, here's Baldur's Gate, here's a mimic, right? Like just D&D words into a movie. That's my fear.
Without like any actual story behind it.
Without anything, or just, I mean,
like
I get
it's just stuff's just kind of happening.
Yeah, like okay, cool. Chris Pine is I got the right Chris, right? Yeah, Pine. He's a bard. He plays a lute. I thought that was clever though. So there is going to be more of a D&D because you and me, we've played it once or twice, right?
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah.
So we know a little bit about it.
Maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times.
For a decade. Anyway, so we get it when like a bard is like, oh, you're playing a lute. You seem useless, but it's actually really cool.
His little skip at the very end of the trailer had me rolling, dude. No, and I love that he's a planner because it's one thing I did like is it does feel like classic D&D with a big budget, which is what I kind of had hoped for. It's hard to do, but they put money into it. They're taking a risk. We'll see if it pays off. But like the owlbear, the effect looks really good. We all know that owlbears are a big deal. It seems like whoever's doing it actually knows what they're talking about, and it seems like there's going to be an overarching story. So I'm excited to see it. I'll say that. Yeah,
they made one in 2009, 8. They made a D&D movie.
It's terrible.
Which one? But I was at the time I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Like, not enough. I didn't pay money to watch it. I just watched it like when HBO replayed it or something.
Right.
And it was just like trying to have a funny. It was none of it related to the game. Now more than I'm used to the game, right? Because they're not going to roll dice. Let's see what you do. Okay, character in the movie, roll a d20. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, I hope not. What I was going to say right along with that is my biggest fear is that they're going to have a Lego movie moment where suddenly the quest pauses and someone is pulled into like out of the world we're in, and you see a child playing D&D. If that happens, I'm throwing my popcorn.
I mean, I can see them like walking through town and little kids rolling the dice, but no one comments about it. It's just in the background.
But I don't want it to like cut to someone's basement.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've lived that in real life. I don't need that.
I'm scared of it. I don't
I
need
think we're gonna
more.
do drawing of the Vox Machina people
Okay.
uh, on Amazon too. The cartoon they made,
Critical Role.
uh, Critical Role. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're called Vox Monaco. Yeah. When they more real to a story in a campaign.
I think so too. It should be good. What was the other thing you wanted to talk about before Marvel?
DC.
DC. Okay, thank you.
So for the past couple Comic Cons that I've been fortunate to go to and confirmed with some friends, once again, DC's not a big they don't throw a lot of money down at this. They don't reveal a lot, right?
What's up with that? Like they don't. Yeah. Why is DC not like utilizing the Comic Con like they should?
Yeah, it's the mecca. I don't get it. So they did drop two movies, which are in the same concept: Black Adam and Shazam. Well,
Yeah.
it's the same.
And we've already seen a lot of Black Adam trailers, so it looks
Yeah,
good-ish.
They gave it more of a story, but you still don't know. I mean, they brought more of the JLA, the Justice League of America, into it.
It looks cliche, man. Not gonna lie. You
As
can
long as
either
they bring
save the
Zatanna.
world or destroy it. It's like okay.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, if they bring Zatanna in, but it won't because of the timeline, then I'd watch it. But they might for Shazam. Anyway, so I watched it, and it was so everyone has panels, right? That's why you go to San Diego Comic Con. It's the best panels in the world. Hall H is the biggest place where you have it, and they did book it for those movies. They're big. And The Rock popped out, and it was really cool. He came from like a wrestling standpoint, so he knew how to do the smoke and the stage. So as far as a panel goes, it was cool to see. But other than that, that's not a movie I'm gonna watch right away.
Right. If you could meet, so I have two questions. Let's do the first one. Who's Zatanna? Just for our listeners.
Oh, she's the sorceress. She's Dr. Fate's daughter, but she's just a magician lady. Imagine if Megan Fox was a magician. That's pretty much Zatanna.
That's a good summary. Yeah. She's likes to flirt with Batman, and she's really
Batman,
pretty,
Superman,
and
Robin.
she's super
Depends
charismatic.
on her era.
She's funny. She's wonderful. She's everything
She's
Johnny
pretty.
looks
She's
for.
pretty.
Yeah.
She'd make a really cool, and she is a part of there's I think the Supergirls. I don't know the real name. It's on Cartoon Network, but it's the female squad, and they have like Supergirl, they have Zatanna, so and the Wonder Woman's Wonder Girl's in it. So they utilize that character. So there's room to grow.
I'm excited for Black Adam, just for some small degree. I really like Black Adam, but it does feel like it should have come out 10 years ago.
Is he a bad guy or is he going to be a good guy?
I know. And you know what's terrible is what I really hoped was DC was finally going to have the kahunas to have him just be straight up bad. Like maybe he plays the edge a little bit, but he's just a bad guy. I would be so thrilled if at the end of the film it's like, okay, Black Adam's going to take on Superman. Like that would be so sick.
They made it into a movie. It was such a big comic staple where in the wallpaper I want in my room, it's Black Adam fighting Superman and Shazam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how powerful he is. He needs both of them because Shazam's he can do everything, right? Strength, flight, lasers, so he can do a lot.
Yeah.
And it takes both of them to head on with him, so he's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm a big Black Adam fan. So, and it's not Adam Atom, it's Adam. Just in case.
So Adam.
Yeah, Adam, exactly. So I'm a big believer in Black Adam. I would love to see him actually be evil because most of my interactions I've seen with Black Adam, he's always been on the anti-hero side, or like at the very least anti-hero, but he's usually almost straight up bad.
Yeah, he's only good in his origin, but after his reincarnation, he's not ever good.
Oh, I would love it if he was just like Punisher kind of level. You know what I mean? Like but a little worse. With Punisher with Superman's powers, and Superman has to stop him. That would be legit. Judge, jury, executioner. Oh, that would make my whole day.
They did drop the one I'm excited for, Dark Horse, Shazam and the Family, whatever it's called, Shazam 2.
Yeah. I love that Zach Levy is still just such you can tell he's just having fun in the role right from the get. I'm an idiot. Whatever he says, like it's like right in the get you're hooked. You're like, oh, Zachary Levi, you are Levy or Levi, I'll say both.
Yeah.
You are just a beautiful man who is happy and charismatic and hilarious.
And it works. Even he said, he's like, I guess I work out as being a kid, being a superhero, because I'm still a kid. So it works.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And he's so buff too, which is fun. It's fun that I don't know. He's just what all of us want to be.
But we will dissect it for a second, Knights. So in the trailer, he talks about he doesn't know where his place is, Shazam, right? Because he's super powerful. And they do acknowledge the Justice League, and then they do montages of the Justice League. And they show Aquaman, they show Batman, they show, what's his name? Who's Batman?
Ben Affleck? Batfleck?
Yeah, they show Affleck Batman.
Yeah.
Right? And then they show Aquaman. They don't show the face of the Flash.
It's from behind.
Yeah, they don't show his face.
And they don't show Superman's face.
They don't show Superman at all, which was kind of a running joke for like the end of the last movie. But Superman plays a big role in with him, and they're always debating with what Cavell's going to do, right? So that's why it's another thing too, because he's on ongoing contract talks or not. Because the spoiler was the big name was they're going to drop something about Superman for this Comic-Con, and they didn't.
I hate it so much. Henry Cavill is the perfect Superman, and whatever. I don't want to rehash that.
There has to be more to it.
So it's kind of funny. What do you even do with Ezra Miller's Flash? Do you just kill him at the end of it? Because I don't know.
Just start from scratch and recast,
dude. Take the $250 million hit, because I don't think you can at this point. Like, he is so whacked that I don't think you're going to make your money back, and it's putting your franchise in jeopardy.
Ooh, who would make a great Flash?
No.
Right now?
No. I want to guess. Cillian Murphy.
Dude, how to get out of my head?
Is that really what you were going to say?
Yeah, because I think it's because he just talks about him to me.
Like an older, beat down Flash he'd be so good.
But right though, I feel like I don't know, something about him just seems very.
You had the best casting of him though. Okay, so real quick, we're talking about the movie Oppenheimer. Johnny and I are earlier today, and we basically came to the conclusion that Cillian Murphy can play anyone. Like. He's got a green pass to play anyone. And so Johnny's fantastical dream cast was, what if he played Ghost Rider?
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, that would be legit. And Ghost Rider hasn't been done well. Nick Cage's Ghost Rider is just like pure comedy. It's so funny. How did it get burned? How did it get burned? Not the bees. Not the bees.
I get he's a comic book fan, but come on.
Oh, I love Nick Cage so much, but man... Please no. It should be.
But yeah, they can recast. I mean, they can do literally anybody. Just.
Yeah, anyone would be a step up from Ezra Miller. And the thing is we smelled him out right from the get. You especially. Like, we didn't like him from the beginning. It was like, oh, this isn't Wally West at all.
Oh, it's not any incarnation of the Flash that I've ever seen.
Right, or sorry. Our favorite version
right. It is Wally West, though. He is Wally West.
Our favorite version is Wally West. Technically, he's Barry Allen, but we also like Barry Allen a lot, too.
Oh, no, yeah. Even Barry Allen, who's sometimes a little bit of a nerd, it still works, though. He's not a loser.
Right.
Or a fanboy.
Oh, my gosh, I know. Or a creep.
Yeah, real life Ezra. Just, I don't know what's going on there. And they don't want to play with it because it's not, 8 years ago when you can just sweep it under the rug and just hope no one cares.
It's so true. Did someone in the Shazam family die, one of the actors, or are they all still alive from the original movie?
As far as I saw, everyone looked the same.
Okay.
I didn't, dissect all of them. Hey, that's that one, that's that one, that's that one. I thought maybe it's a new adopted mom. I can't really tell. I think that's the only cast member that looked different.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember.
But I could be wrong. I didn't check.
Okay. I can't remember either. But I thought maybe I heard some news about someone in the cast dying. But I'll look it up. That could have been a different film.
Okay. Yeah, because as far as, it was, the main ones that were in it was Billy, and then what's the other one's name, the one that you liked the most?
Oh, Freddy.
Freddy, yeah. Yeah, Billy and Freddy were the same. The good sister was the same. All the siblings looked the same.
Right. I mean, a lot of time has passed. And at that age, really you grow a lot.
Yeah. But it kind of works, right? Because it's like, hey, this is 3 to 4 years later.
Yeah.
I can tell the budget's a lot. They're putting more money into it. They're putting more hype into it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
dragging
good.
in it. It's a bigger budget. There's more fighting. He's not, running around town trying to find his mom, like the first one.
And the jokes seemed to even in the trailer, the jokes landed pretty well. Like I was entertained. Whereas like so I saw the new Thor film. We haven't talked about it yet in detail, but a lot of the jokes didn't land for me. But in this one, like even just in the trailer, and maybe that's a sign they'll just put all the funny stuff in the trailer, but I hope not. Because the jokes were landing when he's like, I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies. F is for family.
And then no one comes to help him.
Yeah. And the lady's so confused.
Yeah, and it's actually double funny because I don't watch those movies, so luckily someone had to tell me. Helen Mirren, who's playing in it, who's the one talking to him, was in a Fast and Furious movie. So
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I think she's Jason Statham's mom, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I've only seen like 2 maybe out of those. I'm not a huge fan of those franchise at all.
Yeah, it's true. And they're under the same wheelhouse, so they can say it. Fast and the Furious, I'm pretty sure, is HBO/Warner Brothers.
Oh, so yeah, Warner Brothers is everybody. I mean, you can say anything you want. It's there's not copyrighted words.
Some things you can get in trouble for, but it's true. Most things you're fine. Okay, I
As long
wanted
as it's under satire, I think you're all right.
So Fast and the Furious. Speaking of Fs, can we go into Marvel and talk about the Fantastic Four? Because I have very mixed feelings.
I think I wrote this to you. My excitement of Phase 5, right?
Yeah.
Out of everything that launched, only like 3 out of the 9 things I talked about I'm excited for.
It's depressing.
And Fantastic Four is just hard, right? Because it's been technically it's been rebooted one time. I think if you're going to go after the first one with Evans as the Torch,
yeah,
and they rebooted it and it didn't go well. And they're like, the MCU is going to save it, but it's not like the MCU's from 8 years ago when they were just 100% on everything.
I know, and you can see how they treated Reed Richards in Scarlet Witch. Not the best treatment of Reed Richards according to fans so far. So I'm nervous about the Fantastic Four, especially like you said, because we've been there, we've done it twice. Like we had the original Fantastic Four movie, which was kind of fun for its time. Like when you're a 10-year-old kid or however old I was like, oh, this movie's kind of funny. Hey, never mind, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something
cool.
A little. Never mind. Just. The Invisible Woman was pretty. As a 10-year-old, you're like, wow, she's really pretty, is all I was going to say. But then I'm like, well...
I think Jessica Alba is pretty weird.
I know. Well, I was going to say it a little more ritzy than that.
Yes,
but
you became a man that day. I get it.
Yeah. I remember even at that age being like, really? She's settling for Reed Richards?
Yeah, at least get Victor Von Doom. That guy's dashing.
Oh, yeah. And his medal is half face? Seriously. I mean, she kind of settled.
Yeah, brains.
It is what it is.
But yeah, I think the only, and honestly, I doubt it'll happen. The only way it could be good is if they cast our boy Jim Halpert, man.
They're not doing that from what I've read.
I know, but I'm saying that's the only way it would have been like exciting for people.
I love that cast, but they all right, spoilers for Multiverse of Madness. They kill him instantly. And so it's like, really, you're gonna go out, find what the fans are demanding, and then just kill him in 2 minutes? Like, you gotta be kidding me. I was pretty irritated. How many times have we seen Professor X die?
I'm gonna say, I mean, you can do anything. It's fantasy. You can bring back, you can do whatever you want.
But it's frustrating that that's how it was handled, is all I'm saying. So it makes me nervous about how they're gonna handle it moving forward.
And they got 2 years.
They're not gonna do it, Johnny. That's the problem. They're not gonna. We want Jim Halpert to do it, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but we also want his wife to be
Emily Blunt.
We want Blunt in on it too.
That'd be legit. It's not gonna happen though. They're gonna get a new cast. It's gonna be terrible. Maybe it won't. But Fantastic Four has yet to have a great movie. Like a genuinely great movie has yet to happen with the Fantastic Four. And I hope they don't reboot it, man. I don't want to see the origin again.
I mean, they can do a reboot without doing the origin, right? Kind of how...
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The new Batman came, right? The
without seeing the parents die?
Yeah.
You're so smart, right? Johnny. You are so effing smart.
Yeah, because they tried to reboot it kind of to freaking on Batman versus Superman. We're like, we don't need to see the Wayne family die again.
If I have to watch Martha's Pearl Spread one more time...
So help me, I will throw the popcorn.
I'm going to lose it. Ew. No, it's true. one big announcement before we jump into like the huge slate. I just was gonna ask you about Eggsy. So from Kingsman, I can't remember. I can't remember his real name. Dang it! I had it just like a minute ago. But he plays Eggsy on the Kingsman. He's been around. Oh shoot! I'll look it up real quick or whatever. What do you think about him being cast as Wolverine?
I think it works. I think he's the right size. He's very athletic, especially if you're making a younger Wolverine, right? Because the kid's probably in his mid-20s. Even with the beard, you can tell he's not going to be as old as Logan's character was.
Taron Egerton.
Oh yeah, that was even close.
I knew it
with
began with
Hugh Jackman's character.
I know,
so
Hugh Jackman.
Do it.
You talk about like a lack of representation. Where are the short, hairy men in in superhero films? The coolest superhero of all time, or top five, is Wolverine, and he's the representation of the shorter, hairy guy, and he's like legit. He's so cool. Why did we go out and get Hugh Jackman? As much as I love Hugh, why couldn't we have gotten someone who was short? Nick Offerman should have been Wolverine.
Dude, honestly though, that would have been something else.
Legit. Did you know he actually like was in the talks for it?
Was he really?
Yeah, he was in the final runnings from what I read.
Could you imagine a ripped Ron Swanson?
Yeah, because they would have had him put on the muscle. Because if you look at Hugh Jackman from movie 1 to movie 3, like, astonishing.
I mean, but he was also doing push-ups in between sets.
But I think he put on 40 pounds of muscle. But by the time he got to Days of Future Past, right, like, maybe more. But that's, yeah. And then I like Taron. So Taron just came out with a trailer of a different film called Blackbird. And, dude, he's looking jacked in it. He's looking jacked. And I think it's because he's getting that Marvel body going. I genuinely think that.
I'm excited to see. But I don't know where they're going to put it or if they're going to try to do the night. I guess it can be part of the 90s one that's coming out. It's not Days of whatever, because they do every decade now. The X-Men do it every decade movie, because the last one was in the 80s. Yeah, I don't know where they're going to put him. They can do a solo movie, or are they going to do him as a part of the Secret Invasion? Whatever. I don't know where they're going to put him.
Secret Invasion would be cool, especially if he was part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know the Secret Invasion storyline. Do you?
I'm not. No, I had Nights. I'll be honest with you. I had to Google a lot of the stuff they dropped.
Here, let's hear about it, Johnny. Tell us every single one you Googled. I want to take away that nerd card.
Dude, it's so many things, Abed.
The fact that you knew Zatanna was Doctor Strange's daughter, or not? Sorry, was Captain
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate's daughter is like that's a crazy deep cut. So
I mean, you and me, we bleed both, but if our trivia questions that we're gonna ask during FanX are gonna be a lot of DC deep cuts.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna have to look up a lot of the Marvel deep cuts because people run up and they'll be like, "Are you excited for this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, totally." And I have to turn around and be like, "Whoa, I don't know. I didn't know Kang was this bad. Whose brother was Kang?" And I had to go look it up. And but anyways, Secret Invasion. So in order of how they're gonna drop, I'll just go there real quick. So they're gonna do the kickoff of Phase 5 with Ant-Man 3.
Give us like out of 10 how excited you are on each film.
I'm really excited for the Ant-Man one. I'll give that a good 8 out of 10.
I'll go 6. 6.
Okay. I like the Ant-Man, dude. Paul Rudd is soft enough that it just takes you out of the world.
It's true. It could be really good. I feel like it could. Okay, 7.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good relief, a good segue to the deeper stuff towards the end. Secret Invasion, right? So I didn't know a lot about that. I knew a little bit about it, but they might bring. Why they're all getting all excited about it is Daisy. She was Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a really popular character. They're hoping she might be in it. A lot of the B characters might be in it.
Okay.
I'll give that a good 5. I mean, I'm not too.
I was gonna say 5. I could take it or leave it. Is Secret Invasion's all about the scroll? Do you know?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I think it's all about and it's supposed to be darker. So Agent Hill, is that her name? The one that's always in.
Yeah.
So she's like a main character in it. She says it's gonna be a little darker, and she says that you're gonna have to keep it's gonna be fun because you're guessing who's real, who's not real.
Okay.
Scroll aliens or not. Yeah. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be different. Some, I might give it a 6. We'll see. I mean, we're gonna watch it.
5.
5. All right. What about? And then it's supposed to come next. Guardians of the Galaxy. 3. I'm not that.
I feel like they've kind of run their course a little bit. After seeing Thor, they have a moment in Thor, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm excited that James Gunn gets to finish his trilogy. I'm excited about that, but I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
Yeah, I give it 6.5.
You said 4. I talked you up 2.5 points. I want the record to show that. I've got a silver tongue.
No, I called it Guardians 3. You're talking about what I rated the trailer?
Oh, no. I was talking about, like, how excited you are.
Oh, yeah. And then another Disney Plus show, Echo, which I had no idea what it was. Apparently it's a spin-off from Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah. She's going to take on the name Echo. I did know that, actually.
Yeah. So she's going to revenge her adopted bad dad. Whoopee.
6. I'll give it a 6 because I like her.
I don't know that high. So while they were announcing all these on the San Diego panel at Comic-Con, fan reactions were really funny because that's what I like to see. So like Ant-Man got a good standing ovation. Invasions, Galaxy, all of them got standard. Echo, everyone was like, yay. The next one though got one of the biggest cheers. Loki season 2.
Really, I didn't like Loki.
Yeah, I think it got a really big reception. I give it a 7. I'm not really that. I can even go 6, honestly.
2. I'll go 2. I didn't care for
and
Loki.
I cared more about Owen Wilson's character than anybody else. That's the one I really liked.
Yeah. I think I would have liked Loki if it felt like it actually like mattered in the universe, but like the Infinity
anything
Stones,
he does is nothing.
Yeah. We switched over to the Doctor Strange movies, and it's like nothing that happened in Loki even matters.
Then nothing that happens in the multiverse is going to matter.
Yeah.
They're going to go into it soon.
It drives me crazy, man. Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
At least they didn't announce this at Comic-Con, but What If is going to get season 2 of the What If series.
Right.
Anyways, but those ones make sense because it doesn't matter. It's like what if. So those ones are like, all right, cool. What if this happens? So it doesn't matter.
These are shows I would love if I wasn't so emotionally invested in like the world building and the world, and not being blasphemous with other stuff that's happened before. So like when Loki's Infinity Stones aren't working at the DMV, I was like, this is stupid, because we just watched 18 films about how important the Infinity Stones are.
And they open up a drawer with 30 of them.
Yeah, I was furious, dude.
And then this made me laugh because you and me try to tell people how we do not care about Captain Marvel.
I haven't watched it.
Sorry, Captain Marvel. We don't care about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, no.
And then they're releasing The Marvels, and it got the least applause.
Oh, good.
So The Marvels is going to come out, and it's just her in space. I'm a little confused about Blade. They're relaunching Blade because it's a new actor. So we'll see how that goes. I wasn't that huge into Blade as a kid, probably because it was a lot heavier, and I wasn't allowed to watch it until I was older.
Here are my thoughts on Blade. I like Blade simply because Troy and Abed like Blade, and for no other reason.
It's a cool vampire hunter movie. And in the cartoons, he was in a big deal with Spider-Man. So if they tie that kind of in, that might be kind of cool. Ironheart, which is just a poor man's Iron Man. I Googled it. I had no idea.
I think it might be his daughter, is some of the speculation I've heard.
Yeah, right? Which I was just kind of like, cool. If it is his daughter, then I'll love her 3,000.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to have to be way in the future of the daughter to be that.
I know, she's young. Even in Endgame 3 years ago, that only puts her at like 10.
Yeah, and you're lowballing it because
children's age are hard for me to guess.
No, she would have been like 6. Because
I never forget a kid.
You never get a kid?
Did he say Vindicators 3? Did he say he never forgets a kid?
So Agatha, that's a spinoff of Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Disney. That's kind of, if it comes out at the right time about Halloween when you're excited.
I love Agatha is the thing. I love that actress.
She's only good as Ben Wyatt's fake wife. Other than that, she on Step Brothers.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, that's so
and then she
funny.
And then she was on Parks and Rec. She's been around everything. Did she apply for Pam Beasley?
Yeah, I did know that, but I didn't put the connection that she's in Step Brothers, she's married to Ben Wyatt, and then later she's like torturing him and they work together. That's hilarious.
Yeah, she's been around them for a while.
Oh, you just blew my mind. I feel like the Matrix is reforging around me.
And then the next thing that I'm going to talk about was the highest reception on the panel, Daredevil.
Seriously?
People lost it. Yeah,
really?
That was like the loudest reception.
So how excited are you for it?
I'm super. I loved it on Netflix. It was a heavy show murder-wise, and it was a little darker. But I loved season 1 when Daredevil got his butt handed to him, because he's not immortal. He's not he has more powers than the regular man, right? His senses and all that. But he got beat up a lot in the first season, and it humanized him.
I like that his injuries would carry over. So if he got hurt in one really bad, like in the next episode, his stitches would break. Yeah,
and he'd have like a showing scar, and people are like, "Wait, how's a blind guy doing that?" And then, or they thought he like fell down, right? No, because he can't see.
One thing I love about it is that each season it gets better, and it really shows how maniacal Kingpin is, dude. When Kingpin starts pulling the strings on Poindexter, it's like, oh, this dude is a bad guy. He's a bad dude, man. Yeah.
And the only real reason that it stopped is because Netflix couldn't afford the contract after Disney bought everything Marvel related, right? So it wasn't even because of viewership or monies. It was just contracts for somebody else.
Oh, my biggest fear is that it's gonna go from what Netflix did, which like was incredible, and it's gonna suddenly be more Disney, like family friendly. Which for Daredevil, I just don't want that to happen.
But they have had movies where the F-bomb was dropped now. They put
Free Guy on. Yeah.
Free Guy dropped an F-bomb, and now they have a rating of where you can make it for kids only or more adults. Will it be as violent? I doubt it.
I think that if they're smart at all, they'll be in tune with this, right? Haven't you heard this from other nerds?
I feel like it needs to be a little bit... It needs to be heavier than like a Captain America movie, but lighter than a Netflix one. And I think it'll be fine. If it meets in the middle of more of like... It's not John Wick where you see like heads popped out at an eyeball, but you see... a little gore, because it wasn't like, Enders where it's like nudity, right? It was violence and swear words.
Right.
Even though he's the most popular bachelor in the MCU, was Matt Murdock.
I love his friend who says he always knows when they're hot.
Oh, dude, freaking Froggy, man! Everyone needs a buddy like Froggy.
I think it's Foggy, no R.
Is it Foggy? Did I say Froggy?
Yeah. No worries. He
can
be a little froggy at times.
That's all I care about. And then the last thing they dropped, which won't even be out for like 2 full years, Thunderbolts.
You skipped Captain America.
Oh, that's right. I wonder why. No, just kidding. I don't really. I love Sam. I think he'll make a great captain. But for a movie, I'm curious about how they're going to do it. Because all the Captain America movies weren't just Captain America, right? Like It was Shield heavy, Iron Man heavy, Avenger-esque. It was almost an Avenger movie, Captain Solo stuff, right?
And no more Hydra.
Yeah, no more Hydra. So the first one, right, was very like Shield heavy. It wasn't just Captain running around getting one guy. Like, it was a whole thing. And Captain America movies were very spy-esque. So I'm wondering how they're going to make that into a motion picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I know exactly what you mean, though. When they did... it was a rebranding of the character when they did Winter Soldier, because it was a total spy thriller, which hadn't been seen in the MCU. So it's kind of interesting. Are they just going to try and do it again? What do you do? Yeah, and then the third one was just Civil War, right? So it was him fighting Iron Man. So it was just 2 big names in a movie. It was me as a kid. So that one... Sorry. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see, because they just... The second half, they're just starting to record right now. And the last one is Thunderbolts, which I had to look up, and it just sounded like
Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad.
Really?
I mean, it's Victor Von Doom is a part of it. A lot of the villains are allegedly a part of it. That's why I said Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider was a part of it. That's why I thought it'd be cool if they made him into Ghost Rider. So that's all that is. It's pretty much just anti-heroes being heroes.
One fear I have with that is Victor Von Doom is like he's like a Avenger level threat for sure. You know what I mean? Like he's like Thanos in the comics at least. Like Victor Von Doom has been as big of a threat as Thanos has been. So I'm a little nervous that they're going to make him not as cool.
And I don't even know if he's going to be in this cast of that one. In the comics he's kind of scared. Yeah. Sorry, I should preface that as. It's cool to see who's going to be in it. They just started production, which means they're hiring some people. There'll be script rewrites depending on how the universe goes. They might change it up a little.
I'm sure they're still casting even.
So should we apply now or wait?
You can apply. You'd make a great Wolverine, dude.
Dude, thank you. But I want to play like Superman. I want to be out of the norm in a Marvel movie too.
I would want to be like. I don't know. I want to be like a waiter who's serving Captain America.
You want to be like
and gets the order wrong.
Any Community character you want to be in a Marvel movie.
I want to get the order wrong, and Captain America like has to restrain himself because he's so upset. I don't know.
The anti-Captain America. Other than that, Marvel did what they do best, right? They just make huge announcements during Comic-Con.
No, I want to be a guard, and I want Black Widow to come in and do that crazy leg thing and throw me to the ground and knock me out.
And then have her sister be like, "You're such a show-off."
Yeah, exactly.
See, Marvel drops the ball left and right. The Black Widow movie should have been out 6 years before that one. I'm just saying, their balls dropped left and right. Oh my
gosh, dude.
So it's not like Fantastic Four being bought by Marvel is end all.
Yeah, it's true. Exactly. It makes me nervous, is all I'll say. It makes me a little nervous.
Especially... There's some things where, kind of like how we kind of wish that the DCU took like a 5-year break and just rebooted everything. That would have helped it a lot. Kept, Momoa, kept Cavell. Dude, I love Affleck as Batman. I think it was a great Batman.
So just get rid of Ezra Miller, is what you're saying.
Yeah, sorry. I guess you're right. There's only one character I don't like. I named like 9 people, and you're like,
loved Wonder Woman. You named the whole Justice League. Oh, there's someone missing. I wonder who it is.
You're right. What am I thinking? Dude, even your boy Pattinson would be a great Flash, though. I think he'd be a great Flash. He's witty enough to do it.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's already Batman, so.
I know, but think in a universe. Well, that's not the same universe, though. Just saying.
No.
But he would make a great Flash.
He would. The actor definitely has the chops for it. He could do anything at this point. After Tenet and Batman, I'm like, I could see him in anything and I'd be fine.
Yeah, he has the right humor for the Flash.
Yeah. Truthfully, if I could have any actor, I would want a young Christian Bale to play the Flash.
Christian as an American Psycho version of him?
Yeah, exactly. Like American Psycho, but he's playing the Flash. And right you are. Hey, Johnny.
There's also some good actors right now. I know you're not into The Boys. I finally finished The Boys on Amazon Prime. And one of the main guys on there would be really good. He's just the one that got roped into being part of the anti-superhero movement. And his dad is Dennis Quaid, so he comes from a background of acting. Meg Ryan's his mom. Anyway, he'd be a really good Flash too. I'm just saying, there's a million actors out there.
I did see one clip from The Boys. Small spoiler warning, but Omni-Man.
The what?
Not Omni-Man. I don't remember his name. The guy with the flag on his back. Like the main.
Oh, yeah, a Homelander.
Yeah, someone like throws something at his son and he just ices him with his eyeballs, with his laser vision. Mm-hmm. And then everyone starts clapping and he's like, ha ha ha. He doesn't know what to do. It was the funniest thing. And then someone put a caption to it and they said, when Zach Wilson finds out that everyone's praising him for cheating on his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Because there's been like a bunch of people who are like cheering him for it. They're like, he's awesome, he's legit, and it's like, eh.
Oh, you mean the NFL quarterback who played for the Cougars and dated a Cougar?
Well, no, that's what he's doing right now. Yeah, but the rumor is that he hooked up with one of his mom's friends.
Yeah, who's a Cougar?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
premise of the
Okay,
joke.
okay.
Because she's an older woman.
Yeah,
Cougar.
dude, I was
And he played for a
dying.
football team that was named the Cougars, so that's why it was funny.
Johnny, that went right over my head because I wasn't smart enough to keep up.
I just watched it on social media. But real quick on The Boys, I always tell Jay, don't watch it. You're not mature enough. But I do love The Boys. Just really quick spoiler, because it's weird. It's opposite of anything you'd ever see. Like they're supposed to save an airplane full of people, and they're not going to be able to save everyone, so they just let it crash instead of ruining their numbers. And so the Superman version of that is like, let's just go. We can't save them all.
Yeah, the idea is if I can't save everyone and look perfect, then it's better if it just looks like a tragedy for all of them.
Yeah, and then they can blame it that they weren't called in time to save it. So
that's so messed up.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a cool, different. I mean, it's way too political satire, which is what it's meant to be. You know, going in, it's going to be very politically heavy. And I followed a lot of politics. Sam would get it. It was on our cast about Batman.
Yeah.
He would get a lot of you have to follow the politics to get a lot of the jokes. But I got to the point where I was kind of like, I'm so sick of politics. I didn't want to. I want escapism from it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of how the Batman movie kind of had something. I'm just kind of like, I just want to escape. I get it. Awesome. You should be involved in it. If you believe in it, that's amazing. I just wanted a break.
Yeah, it's true. That's why Moby Dick is my favorite book. It's just about a man who hates an animal.
Yeah, there's no meaning behind it at all.
No frou-frou symbolism. I'm trying to think if we missed something out of all the San Diego announcements. I feel like there's one more thing.
There wasn't that much. I mean, there was a lot, but not that much. Because of how the world works now, you can wait. So Hall H, for those who've never been to a con, you kind of have to wait all 12 hours in line to get into this thing, right?
Yeah.
It is cool because you get cool swag. They're selling. So this year for the Marvel, they get a hat that said Marvel Invasions on it or Multiverse or something. And they're going for eBay for $200 if you're, wait in line for 12 hours, which I think is dumb to sell it. Keep it. But anyway, I didn't think there was that many great things. There weren't that many amazing panels. So what Marvel did is they launched, instead of having a sit-down panel for everyone, and this could just be because California is still doing safety stuff. Every time the panel was an hour and a half long, they opened with showing the timeline, and then they'd be like, okay, here's Paul Rudd talk about the Ant-Man, and then they switch to the next one. We did forget one. Black Panther. The one that I was most stoked about with the trailer.
The music,
Nice.
Dude.
Nice. Thank you for still listening to us, because this is the best part I want to say. With all the trailers that dropped, that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
Trailer-wise.
I loved the music and I love that it didn't give away any of the plot. So the music was incredible for the tone. It
Right?
didn't give away any of
That's
the
what
plot.
I'm saying about Goosebumps in a trailer.
And some of the shots were really cool, really good.
And it was real. They weren't sugarcoating it. The mom was like, I lost so much. I lost the queen, right? The queen, I forgot her name right now. But, I've lost so much. And then, you can just tell they're done. And they did another beautiful montage of when Iron Man, right, died, and you had Spider-Man just sitting behind the wall, and they had the mural for him. They had a mural for the Black Panther. So, it gets a little choked up. I thought it was really well done.
So I only have one thing to say. If they CGI bring back Chadwick Boseman, I'm going to be furious. They've done it before for other actors. They cannot do it here.
Yeah, I'm wondering even if they do a little, because how you're able to visit the death realm, right?
Right.
And get spiritual guidance. I wonder if they do a little voice montage to it. If I would be okay with a voiceover.
Okay, yeah.
Because the family gets money. So
I already had big major qualms about bringing characters back, like Star Wars has done it, and I don't love it. Like Leia using old recycled footage and stuff. I don't know how I feel about that. Like if you're recreating someone with CGI, I do not know if I enjoy that, using their likeness like that. That is a little bit something weird about it. And in this film especially, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, unless they're giving a proper send off or something.
Yeah, you could do it like a good example is Paul Walker in the Fast and the Furious, where his brother did the.
Yeah, I mean Leia's daughter stood in for her, so.
I mean that helps, right? But it wasn't. I wouldn't call it a proper send off for Leia. But
No,
for Paul
the family
Walker,
got money,
I would.
so
I would with Paul Walker, right? Would you on Fast 7?
Yeah, I mean it's his twin brother, and there was just only shots. Right?
I think it was just a younger brother. I don't know if they were twins. Not that that's.
No, it's a twin. It's a
Okay.
twin.
Okay.
And if not, comment and let me have it because I mess up a lot.
It's a twin.
The twin did it.
It's like
but
me
yeah,
with,
no, the trailer is
go ahead.
good. I mean, no, the trailer I thought it was extremely well done, and you can tell they were putting the most into this one because they knew what it means, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And that one doesn't drop. That one drops, I think, Christmas. That's gonna be the end of the year.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. All right,
That's
last
why
one.
it wasn't on my. That's right. It wasn't on my stupid the thing I sent you.
Yeah, it's fine. What do you think about Andor?
That's okay. That's the last thing I'm talking about. Yeah, Andor, which is the prequel to Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
I think it looked really cool.
Okay, how did Andor get a bigger budget than Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like, I'm watching clips from the trailer and I'm like, like I can tell how much money you spent on this show. Why, oh heaven, why is this show getting more money than Obi-Wan Kenobi? Do they really have that little faith? Did all the money go to Ben Kenobi? Is that the thing? Like, to Ewan?
The actors probably demanded way more money, right?
Probably, I guess so. But man, like,
I mean, you had James
more
Earl
cash.
Jones coming back. You had
Fork
Anakin
out
come
more
back.
cash, dude. You can't have two shows come out at the exact same time and have one look that good, and then when Darth Vader pulls down that ship, dude, it looks so bad. It looks like a cartoon. It looks like a '90s. It looks like a '90s cutscene from a video game.
Full disclosure, I'm not gonna say it. I have friends, good close friends who are involved in visual effects, and then She-Hulk. It didn't get better. Visual effect, you point stuff. I almost swore. That's how bad it was. You point stuff out to me.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about She-Hulk.
Dude, I know because they dropped a new trailer for it, and I was just like, amazing actress. She-Hulk looks stunning. It just looks like freaking Fiona.
Yeah, I don't love. There's kind of like sometimes where we're gonna make a strong woman by she's just gonna be good at everything and she's a strong woman, and I'm like, that's not, guys, that's not the mark. Like, she's got to work for it. You know what I mean? She's got to struggle and overcome, like Black Widow did. Great example of a contrast. Whereas this girl's like doing the yoga poses and everything else perfectly. She's throwing the rock farther than the Hulk. I'm like, didn't she like just barely turn? Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of one of those. I'm kind of a cynic with some of that stuff where it's like, I get the message you're trying to say, but can we put a little effort into it, guys? Can we make her more relatable? Because it's not really relatable.
Might be stuff. There, like how she's affected by how she looks, and there might be more to it. I don't know. I want to be polite. It looks weird.
She should have been jacked, dude. That's the other thing, is rather than just looking like a big green lady, she should have been jacked.
Like just yoked.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example.
Like a wrestler.
Yeah.
The original She-Hulks wrestlers. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. That one was bad. But back to Andor. Sorry, I had to talk about CGI.
Wait. Before you go to Andor, one quick thing. When I was in math class in 9th grade, there was a gymnast in my class, and I looked over, and her triceps were like so big and strong.
Yeah.
That's how I'd want She-Hulk to look. I remember, like, I sat there, and like I had been like weightlifting for like over a year, and I noticed her triceps, and she kind of like stretched her arm and flexed them, and I was like.
You were like, how much protein are you getting? I need it.
Well, what's funny is I talked to my brother, my younger brother, who was more in her grade, and I said, Mitch, have you, like, here's so-and-so, and he goes, oh my gosh, have you seen her triceps? Like, we were on the same page. You didn't even have to bring it up.
And then Mitch married her. Weird. I'm just kidding.
No. Okay, no, there is something funny with that. His wife is friends with her, so that's kind of funny.
Oh, nice. Great world.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it looks cool, dude.
Andor, sorry.
It looks cool. It looks just defeating. It looks crazy. I don't know, man. I didn't realize that Obi-Wan looked kind of crappy. Like they were just walking around a desert.
Yeah, Andor, like, rewatch the trailer, dude. You're gonna be
It's
like,
a full no, no. It's a full
oh,
like city.
yeah, it looks phenomenal. And Book of Boba Fett looks way worse than this one too. Like, I don't know what whoever was like the director of Andor, they're like, oh yeah, this guy, we're giving him all the money.
Is it because Rogue One was just massive? They're like, oh, let's do that again.
I have no idea, dude. I don't understand what's going on in Disney's head. Like, oh, Obi-Wan's not a very popular character, is he? Like, nah. What about Boba Fett? Nah. What about Andor? Cassian Andor?
Ooh. Didn't he die? Yeah, that's all right though. We show him before.
Yeah, didn't he die? They're all dead.
They're all dead. No, it's just crazy like that because it's I don't know, man. I mean, they're doing so most of their streaming shows have 8 episodes max, right? I don't think anything's unheard of 10, but they are making for Daredevil 18 episodes. It'd be crazy. That's a full season. I mean, knowing that they're gonna split it into 2, right? So 5 months later they'll drop the second half, knowing how streaming sites go.
Right.
And then even they're dropping the animation of 1997 X-Men, which I'm awesome, but it's like nostalgia reasons alone. I'll watch like 2 episodes and I'll get it, and then I'll move on because it gets boring.
Right.
And they're just keeping the same timeline. It's just what happened at the end of season 5 or whatever it lasted. So I don't know what Disney's doing with some of these things.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There wasn't any mention of Mando season 3 yet, so.
Yeah, which I would have been pretty stoked about. Yeah, it is this year. I was really hoping for a trailer, actually. Andor and Mando, dude, for whatever reason, like I'm kind of on board. Like I'll watch those opening night. Andor, I like Cassian. And they got Alan Tudyk back, which I'm a big fan of. He's K2SO, the robot, so
my favorite robot of all time.
Basically just our dungeon master in my head. Every time I watch him, I'm like, that's just Eric.
Maybe that's why I adore it. It's just so spot on humor. Freaking spot on.
Eric didn't. I told him that, and I don't think he liked it. I think he was like, "Really? You think I'm that big robot that's funny?" I'm like,
because that's how the robot would have replied to you. If you're like, "Hey, you remind me of Eric." Really, Eric?
That's a bad idea. I think so. I love Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, did you rewatch the Alien one that he made on Sci-Fi? They got a season 2.
I watched a few episodes of it and it got boring after like 5.
Right?
Yeah.
It just kind of
just fizzled.
I wanted to like it more. Like it's an alien out of control that wants to kill this little kid. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
They'll find a show for him. I think he needs to be an ensemble cast, not the main protagonist. He needs to be, I think, Firefly was.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He can do no wrong for me, so I guess we'll see what he ends up doing. What are, speaking of Mando, have we heard anything?
I haven't nerd newsed any Mando stuff. I think they wanted to push a lot of Marvel during Disney. Disney put all their money into Marvel, as they should, right?
They've got the cultish fans, so why not?
I was going to ask you this. You were getting the fatigue really big. Did this help your fatigue? Phase 6, did it keep you the same? Are you more fatigued? Where's Jay?
So the reason I was fatigued is because there's no overarching story. Like we just spent 18 films getting to Thanos, and we don't take a break, and we just start pushing out stuff that contradicts everything else. Like I said, with Loki and the Infinity Stones, contradictory. What was one of the other shows that came out, or another movie? Multiverse of Madness and WandaVision, like clearly did not have an overarching story or theme or direction. Like these things aren't fitting in the puzzle pieces like it used to. Everything used to like have this beautiful mirage, everything was up and coming, it was exciting. Now it just feels worn out to me, and it's just so cliche so often. It's very frustrating. So I am pretty worn out. I probably won't watch any more Marvel movies in the theater.
Ant-Man?
Maybe I'll watch Ant-Man. I haven't decided. I'm going to see how the reviews come in. So I'm going to see how the reviews come in first. Like, if I had seen the Thor reviews, I probably wouldn't have watched it in theaters because I did not care for that movie. I liked, like, 5 scenes, which is depressing. I know our Master of Metal, he's out in a different country. I think he just liked it for the familiarity. I don't know, He needed something that, reminded him of all the nostalgia of all that stuff, maybe.
And he is Thor, though, so it's kind of like...
Yeah.
like you and me hating Captain America movies with Evans.
I know, it's true. It's true. It's so true. I'm sure he gives him some bonus points for that. I just couldn't stand the film. I was losing my mind.
Cool. Good. I mean, I'm...
Sorry. Not to be a downer.
No, because...
I'm not excited. Yeah.
All of it, because in the past, all of it was to build the Avengers, right? All 4 movies, so they can make their all movies together, which was really cool, right?
Right.
And they do have a slate in like 3 years, I think, to get another Avenger movie going. But who's left?
Right.
Spider-Man's out of contract. Cap, Iron Man are dead. I know you're trying to rebuild Cap, which I think Sam's awesome. That'll be great. But there's not. What is this? Ironheart going to be the new Iron Man? It's just hard. You have to make either new people like the Fantastic Four or Wolverine, something.
It was like when Kobe and Shaq split up, and there were just those few years where you're like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of, or like when Michael Jordan retired. Like, do we really care about the Bulls anymore? Nah, yeah. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you still need one of if Iron Man stayed or Cap stayed for just to do an Avenger movie, then that's different.
Right.
But in the world that it's in, one is too old and one's dead. So it's going to be hard. And one is in another universe now, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's rough stuff, man. I'll just say that. I'm not happy about it. I'm out of all the movies I'm most looking forward to right now, number 1 is Oppenheimer, which is Christopher Nolan about World War II, Dr. Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project. And then the next one I'm most looking forward to is Avatar 2, Way of the Water. So that about tells you my excitement for Marvel.
You just really love Ung.
And I don't think I've changed. Maybe I have, but I think the movies have changed. I genuinely think that.
Yeah, I mean, they've been riding off the Marvel coattails for a while.
Yeah, they're drunk on their own power. They're not pushing anymore. It's like when bands get, really big and they've been big for like 5 or 10 years, and then their next album you're just like,
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, I don't know where they're going. I like Ant-Man, so I'm stoked for the Ant-Man. But there's no build up to anything. Like a lot of people are stoked because they think the Secret Invasion, all this is gonna bring in all the deep cuts they've been waiting for. But deep cuts are rare, man. They're rare to be successful.
It's hard to do. It's not as easy as people think.
Although there are more deep cut Marvel fans now because Marvel's so big that people got into reading the comics and finding out about the heroes. So that is something. We'll see. I'm a little more enthusiastic for you only because too. I just wanted a quick side note for those still listening. The What If, they're doing a Spider-Man. All 3 of them are supposed to make a cameo in What If.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw a trailer where they're running somewhere. And I was like, I hope they can use the voices, because if they don't have Holland, there's no point in doing this. But
it's true. It's so true.
I think it's still under the same contract, so they'll be fine. It's not like a new movie they're making. It's just the same concept, right?
So what movie or show, based after seeing all this, what movie or show, not even necessarily with Comic-Con, but just in general, what are you most excited for in the next 18 months?
Ant-Man for sure.
Number
John
1?
Wick 4.
John Wick 4?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a number 1. The way it's playing out.
It doesn't have to be in this stuff either. It could be the Avatar or whatever else.
No. The D&D one looks cool. All of them, like the top 5 look cool. D&D movie looks cool. I think maybe Lord of the Rings, because you can just... It's a saga, right? So those ones can really in.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
So I think it's going to be Lord of the Rings, and then probably one of the Marvel movies, and then the D&D movie, because I'll give it a chance. I mean, I'm not going to not give it a chance. And then Shazam. I think Shazam goes until the end of the year, so it's still part of this year. That's pretty. 1 DC movie, 2 Marvel movie, one DC, 1 Marvel, and then everything else is a streaming site.
I'll go with you on that. I'm actually going to do this. Oppenheimer number 1, and then number 2, Lord of the Rings, number 3, Avatar: Way of the Water, which is Blue People Marvel? Avatar, not. No, if I had to pick a top 3, no Marvel or DC.
Wow, and you loved Shazam.
Yeah, I know. He'd be in the top. I don't know. I don't know. Top 5.
I feel like it's one of those ones that you'll go like a matinee date night that you'll watch for $5 to get the better seats.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll probably really enjoy it because of that. But I'm
And it
done with
might.
opening night, dude.
No, no, not at all. And it might. I doubt it, but it could lead into what their next phase is going to be because it's going to be the end. I think
Right.
Black Adam comes out first, and then it's Shazam. So they could, if they're smart, it's finally going to be a little bit more part of the DCEU because it was successful. So maybe it'll get you excited about DC. I don't know. DC's doing really well on the streaming sites. The Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy show are coming back out. Teen Titans is coming out again. Titans, it's just the live action Teen Titans. All this is dropping again this year, so DC's putting their money into HBO Plus, and it's working so far.
When does season 3 of Harley Quinn drop?
I want to say it's like in a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty close because I liked it. The brain guy, I always forget his name, Mentalist dude, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I like more the side characters.
He's the guy who kind of talks nothing racist like that.
Yeah, it wasn't racist.
What did you say to Black Manta to elicit such rage?
And they use the right characters, like the DC people that we loved from the Justice League. It's the same. It's the same actors and voice actors of those. So that's what I like. And then Titans drops, and I wasn't that huge on season 3, so I'm hoping season 4 will do a little bit better.
That all sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited. Titans. Yeah, I need to watch it because I have HBO Max.
It's kind of heavy the first season because it was done by DC Universe at the time. But then 2 was really good. 3's okay. It's kind of like how many times you watch Expendables. Right, first time you didn't like it. Second time it was all right. The third, and fourth, and fifth time it's just not a good movie.
Exactly. Any final, like, give us the final news as we start to wrap up, Johnny. Any final things on your mind?
So I'm excited that they are doing stuff. I'm excited Comic-Con is back. Hopefully next year one of us will go to it. I really want to hit WonderCon up with you. It's in March. We just don't need to hit cons more. But I'm excited to have humans outside. That's really good. That's the first point. Second point, a lot more is coming out from me and Jay in the next 2-3 months, so we're excited about that. Live action stuff. If you're listening to it now, we might be doing some fun prizes and terrorizing you at FanX. That's our local stuff here in Utah.
Yeah, we'll have some goodies.
But other than that, I'm kind of like, Marvel, take a break. I guess that's all I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay. My final words are just that I'm really excited for FanX. I have a good feeling about it. Johnny's been working on like 10 different skits that are really funny, so we'll be able to post shorts. We upgraded our camera gear a ton from last year, and we're going to be pretty much like Johnny and Jay on the street the whole time, which is a lot funner than the booth. So I think this year, a lot more good content, a lot of like on the inside scoop of what FanX is. It's going to be a good time, dude. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Come find us. We'll be around. We're going to just be in the hall. Probably no panels, no waiting in lines for 6 hours to meet someone, but we'll talk to you if you're waiting in line.
Exactly.
And then let us know what you think. If you watch the panels, one of my favorite things to do sometimes is turn on panels and watch them interact and answer questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited. Gosh, I love it.
I'm excited.
Any
nice.
final words?
The only final word is tell Jay not to be such a Marvel hater anymore.
I'm gonna make a short out of that just for Chris.
Honestly, though, please tell us about these Marvel deep cuts because we'll admit, Knights, our deep cut knowledge of Marvel, it's not that great.
I know, dude. It was so bad. Like Secret Invasion. I'm like, oh, is that the guy with the big horns?
That's Loki. What?
No, the World Eater, Galactus. Is it him? Secret Invasions. Guy. Yeah, I have no idea, dude. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not even gonna pretend. I have no idea.
Another real quick that just brought to mind, which is a massive Sandman dropped a trailer.
Oh, I forgot about that. Freak! It looks good.
And that's gonna be on Amazon.
It looks good. Netflix original.
Oh my, sorry, I meant Netflix. Sorry.
Yeah.
Netflix has the Dark Horse contract. Some of the DC stuff.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? So it's technically in the DC universe. Sandman is super interesting. It's a Neil Gaiman novel. Set in the DC
graphic.
universe, graphic novel. Have you read it?
Bits and pieces, a lot of panels,
Yeah.
but not open and closed.
So I'll just say this: my favorite part of the whole book is that they involve actual DC characters in it. So you might see some really they're deep cut characters, but there's a certain demon who I love, and you may or may not see him. I really hope we do.
Yeah, I was shocked I didn't see Lucifer as Lucifer from Netflix. It's the same contract. That one threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of irritated with that. They went and got
They got a girl. It's
a woman.
is it? It's right. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's Captain Phasma.
Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, who's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I was just
Right,
like,
amazing.
you already have
Game of Thrones.
You have
But
a Lucifer
Lucifer's so
character.
good, right? Tell me about it.
I love Lucifer. So one of my favorites.
Would he not eat that up? Would he not eat that up?
Amazingly, and he's known as Lucifer. Like he's a known. Like Netflix brought him back for like 2.5 years.
It would be like recasting Daredevil. Well, no, okay, that's a little.
I know, but it's true though, right? Like it came from, but it's the same company.
Recasting Daredevil with a woman.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's not that didn't bug me. It's just like you already have an established character.
I'm just trying to poke you.
No. My only poke is my friend Q, the one who was hanging out with us at the booth a little bit, he helped us put away the things. He'll be at Ren Fair with me. Anyway, he loves Sandman. He got a tattoo with a key on his forearm, and he's the one who gave me the whole spiel about it last year when we were supposed to be working. Anyway, he goes and his favorite panel, and I love it. It's just the Sandman goes and him and Lucifer have this just generational fight, and Lucifer finally goes like, "I'm just tired." That's my favorite line. It's just this panel, and he's like, "I'm just so tired," because that's me every day for waking up at 4 a.m. I'm just so tired.
Yeah. I want to clarify my stance real quick. It's not that I don't want women to get cast in things, because I absolutely do, but sometimes I cringe a little when we recast like a male part as a female. It's like, oh, that's a little weird sometimes. You're like, I don't know how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
So you have not seen the new Doctor. You're just so, I knew it.
Yeah. I'm like Abed with that, you know?
You're a Minerva. It's not because she's a woman.
Exactly. Abed's opinion on the new Doctor is exactly what my opinion is on this subject. I'm gonna hide behind him.
And it's not even like freaking Lucifer's not even like 5 years old, right? It's like two years. Like he's not like forgotten. You don't need because he's a new character.
And he's such a good actor.
Oh, he's amazing, and his voice
Eats it up. He would eat it up. He would fit so well.
Amazingly.
Especially
you make a good Flash. Make a good Flash. Honestly, everyone will make a good Flash.
Swing a dead cat on set. Actually, that would be a casting. I would enjoy Captain Phasma as the Flash more than Ezra Miller. There you go.
Oh.
Redemption.
And that's how we're going to do it, Knights. Jay being anti-women playing men's roles and me anti the world. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Knights, are you excited for this? Have you seen Sandman? What else, Johnny? What other questions do you have for him?
I mean, yeah. Tell us what you think about Phase 6. Yeah. Are you excited for it? Are you fatigued? That you should be fatigued. Like I teased Jay, but I think most of the people are with you. They're fatigued because it's not going anywhere. Are you fatigued? Are you into Loki? Are you because apparently the fans were into Loki at Hall H. You know, we're not that into Miss Marvel, and that's not because she was just a boring that character. Captain Marvel, sorry, Miss Marvel. I haven't seen it on Disney. I heard it's pretty good. It's on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it yet. My friend really loves it from the gym. So, anyway, nice. Tell us what you think. Write it down. Are you excited to see me and Jet Fan X? We'll talk more about that when it comes closer, but
yeah,
we'll talk about it now too.
Let us know, and we will see you on the Flippity Flop.
Flippity flip.